Welcome to my workshop. My name's Darren and this is a video I never expected to make, but anyway, let's get on with it. It was freezing this morning here, absolutely freezing, and I had to go out to the shops when they first opened and buy some supplies for the project that I'm building. And they said on the radio at the time it was 4.7 degrees. It's just coming up to 10 o'clock now and it's still only about 8 degrees Celsius. And that's pretty cold in these parts. We're not equipped to deal with it here. This workshop's not heated, it's not cooled either, so you feel the extremes. So while I was at the tool store, I took the plunge and I bought myself a heated jacket. They had a few different brands. I ended up buying the Milwaukee because it came with a battery, and with that taken into account, it was actually cheaper than the others. What else did they have? They had DeWalt, Makita, and I think maybe Bosch as well. I must admit I was tempted by the Bosch, but anyway, I've ended up buying the Milwaukee, and it's my first Milwaukee device, so don't know what to expect. Most people say Milwaukee's good, so fingers crossed, here we go. So obviously you get the jacket itself. It also, like I say, it came with a battery. This is the battery it's charging at the moment, and this is the charger. It comes with a nice braided cable which plugs in, let me show you, to a standard style USB charger, so they do include one. So yeah, it charges via USB, but it's a 12 volt battery. Obviously there must be some sort of voltage step up in there. And this actual charger, let me just show you that it is actually, there we go, separate charger unit, and that's the battery. But the charge unit is actually the connection that the jacket uses in the back. I haven't used the jacket yet, so we're going to find out about it together. So I'm just going to take the jacket off. Bear with me. On the back of the jacket there's a pocket. And if we open up that pocket, we can see we've got a cable. We've got this cable that connects to our charger. And also inside the pocket there's another little pouch, and that's where the battery sits. So we just connect the battery to the cable, stick that in the little pouch, like so. Cold fingers, not working. There we go, and we zip it up. Now bear with me, I want to put this back on. I am freezing. Wouldn't you know it, I did a whole thing where I came and went while the jacket warmed up and gave you a bit of a commentary on it, only to realise that my microphone was still clipped to my t-shirt and underneath the jacket. So all you'd have heard was so anyway, lucky I noticed before I packed up and went away. So to report back, it takes 2 to 3 minutes to really notice the heat difference, I think. There are 3 settings. I started out on red, which is the highest. I've now got it set for blue. Blue, I must admit, I mean, it is a very cold day, but blue's not doing it for me. So I'm going to step it up to white. So the way these buttons work, and they really are quite cool, I must admit, press and hold for a couple of seconds to turn on or off, and then otherwise just a quick press cycles through the temperature modes, and different coloured LED feedback for different temperature settings. Blue is the coolest, then there's white in the middle, and red is the warmest. Red, like I said, took about 3 minutes to start making a difference inside the jacket. On the front of the chest here, you'll see there's actually 2 buttons. I'll turn that one off. There we go, you can see that one's no longer illuminated, and that does the pockets or hand warmers, and then this button here does the other 3 heating elements. So what does that mean? So that means this button, or my right button, controls the 2 chest and the one at the back, and the little hand button here, looks like gloves, controls these 2 pockets and hand warmers effectively, hence the picture of the hands. I just wanted to show you this battery, or more importantly the charger, a little bit more. So we've got a button that tells us how much power we've got left, and you can see we're at half power here. It charges via USB like I showed you before, and comes with a charger and a nice braided cable. But it also has a little USB outlet on the back of it. So let's say, for example, you were wearing this in the morning, you had the heater on to keep you warm, you still had a fair bit of power left in the battery, but the day's warmed up, you don't need your jacket heated anymore, but your phone needs a charge. You can charge your phone off this fella, quite handy. And then, yeah, charge this up at night ready for the next cold morning. Now, I've been wearing the jacket for long enough now to get an idea. It takes about 3 minutes to feel the heat from the full power mode, and after that you can drop down, if you want, to medium level, which is white, or to blue, which is the coolest. And I've found blue is okay for maintaining the heat once you're warm enough. It'll keep you there if it's a bit chilly outside of the jacket. Blue will maintain a comfortable temperature, but if you're cold, you really need the red. There's plenty of movement in the jacket, which I like no restriction at all, putting my arms anywhere, so that's good. You don't want something that's tight in the armpits, not if you're working anywhere, be it the workshop or otherwise. And I've taken it outside and given it a bit of run for the money, and that's where I really noticed the difference, especially the difference between my hands, which were exposed to the cold air, and what was under the jacket. I found that the jacket blocks the wind very well and keeps the heat in fairly well. So overall it's quite warm. And once you do get it up to temperature and you run it on the blue, you just stay just nice and toasty. It's lovely. Now, as I said in the intro, I bought this because it worked out cheaper with the battery. There was an offer which included the battery as well. Some of the others had batteries. I think the Bosch came with a battery and the DeWalt didn't. Probably depends where you buy it as well and what offers are on at the time. But this one also had the most heating zones, which is another reason I got this one. A couple of the others just had a couple of small heating zones in the chest and one in the back, whereas this has 4 in the front, and the 2 bottom ones are in the pocket area, well, near the pocket area. Oh, that's lovely. So if your hands are cold, you can put your hand in, and just here on the inside you can feel the warmth of the heating element, just in the right spot to warm your fingers up from about there to the tip. So that's a nice little touch as well. I like it. So overall, pros and cons. Pros: it's a good, comfortable jacket, plenty of movement. It's got a few nice little heating zones, so to speak, so it keeps you nice and warm. And you can tighten these little wrists up a little bit more here to keep that heat in with these little Velcro straps. Another one of the pros, of course, is that the battery pack that's in the back of this thing can actually be used for charging a phone, or the charging unit that charges the battery and adapts this can be used for charging a phone if you need. Cons. There's not a lot of cons really. I don't like the way the collar sits, but hopefully that will soften up with age and it'll sit down a bit better. At the moment it just wants to spring up like a polar neck, which I don't like the feel of, something rubbing me there. If that doesn't worry you, then it's not going to be a con for you, but it is for me. And I think the last of the cons really is the fact that the battery sits just here. So if you were to try and drive a car, for example, with this, you could push it around to the side a little bit, but it's still going to be pressing in against the back of your hip. Some chairs are okay. I've been around and I've sat in a few different chairs with this. An open back dining chair is okay because this sort of flops to the side. Likewise, an office swivel chair also had a spot where this could sort of fall down behind the backrest and it wasn't an issue. But you sit in a car with this, or a comfy seat, or anything with a full back, and it's a little bit on the uncomfortable side, putting it mildly. But I should imagine for most people, most of the time wearing a jacket like this, you're probably going to be on your feet. I'll be in here for most of it, and it will keep me nice and warm while I'm in the workshop in winter. Alright, so overall I'm very pleased with the jacket. I like the mobility of it, I like the warmth of it, I like the pockets, and I like the fact that you can put your hands in the pockets to warm your fingers up. Lovely. Hopefully that's been of some help. Have a great day, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye for now.